Hi everybody, Karen Burchill, Creative Katie, and today we are going to do the next in the series, Happy Planner Meets Mixed Media. So the whole purpose of this series is to use what I, as a mixed media art journaler, use those materials and use them inside to decorate the planner. So in the first weeks, we talked about using the jelly prints to decorate your planner, whether you cut them into shapes or whatever. And one of the comments that people made is that I want the speed of using the stickers. So we're going to meld those two ideas. We're going to still use our Gelli plate to create wonderful colors, but we are going to use a variety of stickers. Now, I just put out the variety of stickers that I have. Now, as we were moving, my husband was cleaning out his office stuff, and I inherited a lot of different size stickers. And quite honestly, I didn't have a definite plan for them when I said, yeah, I'm sure I can use them in my art. So as you can see, we have different sizes, and some of them are the Avery sheets. They're, office supply kind of thing. You can get them on rolls or on the whole sheets. I was curious to find these transparent ones. I think that will afford us some interesting opportunities to use that, because you're going to get a very translucent kind of look with the pattern on it. Reinforcements, you can get circle ones. You can go to the dollar store. That's where these were. It's the Office Works brand, but it's dollar store. Various sizes, shapes, circles, rectangles, what have you. You can even buy for, I think this was $2. I'm not even sure. It is a whole sheet to which I can cut it to whatever shapes and sizes I want. So I have all those just off to the side here. So we're going to, today in this session, we're going to do the jelly printing, and I'm going to go fairly quickly and speed up through this because this isn't an instructional video on jelly printing. And just a word, if you don't have a jelly plate, you can paint on the color onto the stickers. You can stamp it with a sponge. You can get the color on there any way you see fit, but you can put color onto these stickers without a jelly plate. So don't feel like you need to go out and buy a jelly plate unless that's something that you wanted to do. And here's one more use for what you create with the jelly plate, the jelly prints, the use of those. I love my jelly plate. I thoroughly enjoy using it. I have found a multitude of uses of the stuff, of the jelly prints that I create, and so I don't regret the expense, but think twice. But my point is, there's a way around it. So what I have here is I have some of my Liquitex basics, and I have them in these tiny tubes because it was a set of 24, I believe, when I first started, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to go into Liquitex basics. I bought the minis and the whole set to decide if I liked working with them. And I kind of suggest doing that if you're going to start out. Instead of investing in the big tubes, you can invest in these. See if you like it, and then if you do like it, then you can start investing in the big tubes, taking advantage of sales and the like. But the minis are also good for traveling. I've had them for a while now, and I just want to get them used up. So that I'm going to try to use those today. I also have some of my big tubes. I have a few metallics. I also may reach for my Americana acrylic paints or my Martha Stewart metallic ones, because I have a little bit of bling on this. So, it doesn't matter what you have, you can use what you have. I have some stencils pulled out. I have some mark making tools, and I have my texture plates that I have created. And I'm going to put a link to this video in the eye box. So if you click the eye in the top right hand corner, it will take you to this video. And I absolutely love my texture plates. It's a very inexpensive way of getting something that does wonders for jelly printing. I've maximized the use. So I am just going to play with color and see where that goes. I want to kind of stick to the pinks and the reds. That being said, sometimes you like the contrast. So I'm just going to see where this goes. So I'm sped up the video quite excessively here, and you can see that. If you want to skip this part, please do so. You can go to 9:52 in the video and omit any of the jelly printing process. It was very much a learning process for me. Printing on the tags and printing on the translucent tags was a little bit different, and I kind of learned as I went. At some point in time, I may come back and do a video specific to that as I'm using it for the Happy Planner. If you want more explanations on jelly printing and on using the jelly printing plate to make stickers, I do have another video that I've done earlier this past year, and I will put a link to that video in the eye cards in the upper right hand corner. So you click on the eye, it'll take you to those videos, and you don't have to go searching for them. So I'm going to stop talking and hopefully put some music on this part of the video. I just wanted to say with this I used some silver, and I used actually quite a bit of gold on the jelly plate to add some shimmer and shine to my stickers. And I went through various colors. I went purple and pink and red and gold and yellow and pink and different combinations thereof, because I wanted to have at least 4 distinct red-pink color families that I could do for each week in my planner. Now some of the tags are not, or the stickers are not quite done, and I can add color to them, I can paint on them, I can stamp on them. And some of that I may do as I decorate the more specific spread, when I'd have a little bit more idea about what I want. And you'll see me do that on this week's spread, where I use one of the color families, the stickers, and I adjust the tags and the stickers for that. So I see that actually there really is no more time. I'm almost done the jelly printing part of this process. When you're jelly printing, have fun. Don't overthink it. And for the purpose of the stickers, you want color. You want color and then design on top of the color to shine through. It's a different mindset than other jelly printing. I will admit that some of these did end up in the garbage. They were definite fails, and that's okay. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, and this was a learning experience. So here's my January 30th to February 5th spread, and I went with all the stickers that I created and sorted them by kind of color scheme. So this is kind of more orangey coral ones, all the various ones and sizes. This one has a little bit more purple with the pink then there's kind of straight pink. So I'm hoping that I'll have 4 distinct color families, all with red and pink to use for each week of February. So this week I'm going to use this color family, and there is gold interdispersed in many of these stickers. So having decided what color I'm going to go with, now I'm looking at what stencils or other things that I might add to this page. Now last week I discovered this swirl border. I loved it. I loved how it looked. I loved when I doodled on it during the week, and I think I'm going to come back and use that again. I take a time and I'm thinking, oh, here's a swirl. Maybe I could do this, but I still liked that same one, and that might end up being a staple for me. So this stencil I purchased at our dollar store with more, and I'm planning on using just the words live, laugh, love. Ties into the whole Valentine's Day, February theme, so I'm going to use that. So I'm getting out my Dilutions paints, and I have the orange, a pink, and the postbox red. Last week we discovered that the Dilutions paints, if you use them with a blending tool, work really well on these pages, and they don't add a whole lot of moisture. So I want to make sure I leave enough room for the border here. And then now that I've decided completely on the border, I'm going to actually put that in first. And you can see that I had pre-stamped the numbers there and the light bulb in a previous pre-planning, pre-prep time. So I'm start with the lightest color, and I'm just rubbing it in gently, being careful not to get too much moisture because I don't want it to squish under the stencil, and I don't want it to be too wet, because for the most part I want my pages to be flat. And I debate whether to put the postbox red on, and then I think, nope, I did have red on the stickers that I created with the Gelli Plate, so I'm going to do that. So I'm positioning my stencil. Now this stencil is fairly thin, which is why I tape it down. Of course, I didn't tape it down after the word live. And I'm just putting it in. And I like that with each word, you get some random color. They're not all exactly the same. And that's the joy of stenciling, in fact. And off camera, I'm just taking the applicator, dipping it on the lid, getting a little bit paint, and then working it into the applicator on my craft mat, so it's not totally wet. So I'm really liking the look of that. And then I decided to, I'm going to clean up. But I realized that I can take the Dilutions paint and the applicator, the leftover paint that's in the applicators, and put it on some of those stickers, even though there may have been some color there previously. So I just used up the extra paint in that way, and that worked really well. So if you have Dilutions paints, quick, easy way to do it, to put it on the stickers. You just, again, try not to get it too wet. So I have my stash of ATCs kind of on the way. These were all things, ATC size cards that I had cleaned up leftover paint. And I pulled out the ones that will match the color scheme. Then I'm taking this heart stamp and stamping it in the middle of these round stickers, just to add a little bit more of that heart, love, Valentine's Day motif, being February and all. The StazOn's ink isn't working too well, so I grab my dilutions paints and put that on, and I get a better stamp. 9 times out of 10, that's what I end up reaching for. I don't know why I even attempt to try the StazOns. I think I need to get to re-ink it, but it doesn't seem to last very long. So these little stickers I can just put wherever I want. I'm just kind of deciding which one I want, and I decided on the one with the flowers. I'm thinking that looks really good with the color scheme. So once you pick the color scheme, you're really ahead of the game. So I'm looking for some quotes. So I go between my little treasure chest of quotes and my binder of quotes that I've showed you last week. Now I'm deciding what I want to do here. And I found a couple quotes, and I decided to use the transparent or translucent stickers and stick the quote on with that. So I give color to this, and I had found a quote that goes along with the live, laugh, love, and I just love the look. I mean, it looks just like washi tape, but it's kind of a way I can make whatever color I want. So I'll definitely be looking for these stickers, and if I find them, I have the number on that. I don't know if it's a discontinued product or not. It is something that, you know, it was just in the stash. It was almost out the door, and I just grabbed and reclaimed. And they fit perfectly as titles for each of the squares. So that particular product I will be looking for. So this was another sticker, and this was not translucent, it was white, and I'm just measuring the size so it'll fit in there, and I'm just cutting. Now I could get out my paper cutter if I wanted to, but I'm just as good with scissors, and I don't want fuss or muss. If I wanted to, I could make a template and then trace and cut, so I would have that ready to go, and maybe I will. But I do like the option of just, it's quick and easy. I just peel it off, and even with having to cut it to size, it lays flat. I'm liking this better than just using the jelly prints and gluing them down. Sorry, I'm kind of off camera. I zoom in to give you a close-up, and then I forget to zoom out. I was kind of not at my best videoing this video. Forgot to turn the camera on sometimes, and it happens. So I apologize. I could have cut that out, but it takes a little bit longer. Now, any of these stickers, I could cut these any shape that I want. I could use a punch if I owned any punches. If I had flower punches or heart punches or star punches or whatever, this would be a perfect time to use those. You're going to have to try and see if it works, if they cut through the adhesive of the stickers. If you try it, come back either on my Facebook group or in the video and let us know. Let us know if that works. So here I grabbed my Neocolor 2s, and I'm putting on kind of a pink and an orange and just activating it with water. And again, I'm not going for getting the same color. I want some variation between each one, and I'm being careful not to add too much water, and I dry it very quickly because I don't want the page to buckle. I'm loving that stamp. The stamp that I have, I will put a link to it in my description box along with any other products that I've used here. That will take you to my Amazon store. Full disclosure, anything that you buy when you go through my link, I get a small commission, and I thank you for that. It allows me to buy some new products and then bring more videos to you. So that's kind of the intended use of that, if when I actually get any money. So these tags, which are the translucent ones that I painted with the dilutions paints, I'm just writing on it with my Micron pen. And I like that. They write very easily. It's easy to write on it. And I'm going to take that micron pen and outline the live, laugh, love, as well as other parts of on this page. There's black on the ATC that I created, and I just want to tie that black in. Now I'm showing you how I'm storing the micron pens and my pit pens. I was having problems with them, and then my friend Yvonne reminded me that they need to be stored horizontally. In fact, the pit pens even say store horizontally. And as soon as I did that, they now work better, and I'm not fighting with them. So I'm just adding some detail, some dash, dash, dash around these stickers just to set them off and make them that little bit extra special. You can't see quite from this angle, but there's some gold in there. So if you like gold in your stickers on your planner, it's very easy for you to put that on. Now, if I hadn't put that on at the jelly printing stage, I could have added later, either with my Sakura Jelly Roll pen, the gold, or with paint. Just outlining the letters that I had stuck on with the transparent stickers, just to make them stand out. And I'm just really pleased at this stage of the game with how this page is coming together. I'm liking the color scheme. I'm liking the use of these transparent stickers to put a quote in there. There's just nothing about this that I don't like. When I created the last page, the peacock page, I was just like so much in love with how it turned out. And then as I'm creating this one, it's bringing me a big smile on my face as well. And I like this one the best now. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing these planner spreads. I want to do the creating part of it. This isn't a time saver activity for me. And if that's what you're looking for, some of these processes may work for you as well. If you want to just get it done and you have a limited amount of time, but you want to have it decorated, maybe buying the stickers books that come with the Happy Planner and that you can access anywhere else, maybe that's for you. Or maybe somewhere halfway in between. This way you have options. I like that I can totally coordinate this for myself. Just doing a little bit more outlining here, liking how the black shows it off. In last week's, with the peacock feathers, I found during the week as I was planning, I ended up doodling on the feathers, outlining them and cross-hatching them, and you'll see a picture of that in a little bit. Just adding a little bit of gold in there, just putting some dashes of gold just to get that little bit of bling, tying it in with some of the stickers that have the gold. Now the Sakura Jelly Roll pens, when completely dry, are permanent. It does take some time for it to get completely dry. But when you put it on, if you put it on and you don't like it, you do have a bit of time to quickly and easily remove it, especially if it's on a non-porous surface. Say that was coated with gel medium or gesso or something that you would be able to lift it off of. So I'm putting everything back into the planner. Here's my February's. And yeah, I really love how this turned out. Here's last week's. And, you know, people said, how can you write on it? There's the cross-hatching. It's filled up. Every nook and cranny. I wrote right off over top of the feathers and everything else. So I can't wait to start planning with this one. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you for next week's spread. And I think I already have an idea of what new thing will be next week. Like the video, share the video, and leave a comment. Bye. Here's just some shots of the finished planner. And yes, I did add those circles at the bottom. I have a plan for what I might use them for, but I'll tell you about that next week when I figure it out. Thanks so much for joining me. Happy planning and happy creating.